Welcome to section 15.2, part 1. This is the 157th session of the CISSP exam prep series. In this session, we'll get our bearings on finding weaknesses before an attacker does. We'll answer several questions. What is a vulnerability assessment really doing? How does the community agree on a shared vocabulary? What do vulnerability scans actually cover? Who else has these same tools? And how does discovery scanning map a network? Why does this matter beyond the exam? Because you cannot fix what you have never seen. Picture a retailer that spun up a dozen forgotten test servers over the years. Each one is a door nobody is watching. A vulnerability assessment is the flashlight that finds those doors before someone else walks through them. On the job, this is how you turn a vague worry into a concrete, prioritized list of things to fix. So, what is a vulnerability assessment really doing? It hunts for weaknesses in your systems and controls. A vulnerability is simply a flaw that a threat could exploit. Scans and penetration tests shine a light on those flaws in your technical defenses, mostly through automated means. The payoff is a roadmap. You learn which weaknesses carry unacceptable risk, so you can fix those first. Think of it as a home inspection that lists every loose lock before you move in. How does the community agree on a shared vocabulary? Through a common protocol that standardizes how we describe and automate security checks. Without it, every tool would speak its own dialect and nothing would line up. This shared framework lets different security systems exchange findings cleanly and compare notes. It is the reason a flaw flagged by one scanner means the same thing to another. Picture air traffic control. Everyone uses the same phrasing, so no message gets lost. What sits inside that shared framework? Several naming and scoring standards, each with a job. One gives every known vulnerability a unique name, so we all point at the same flaw. Another scores how severe a vulnerability is, on a common scale. Others name configuration problems and name operating systems, applications, and devices consistently. Two more provide languages, one for writing security checklists and one for describing testing procedures. Together, they are the shared dictionary and grammar of vulnerability work. What do vulnerability scans actually cover? They automatically probe systems, applications, and networks for exploitable weaknesses. The tools turn tedious manual checking into a quick, repeatable run, and most can be scheduled to repeat on their own. Better still, they compare today's results against yesterday's, so you can watch your risk shift over time. There are 4 broad flavors: network discovery scans, network vulnerability scans, web application scans, and database scans. Each answers a different slice of the same question: where am I exposed? Who else has these same tools? Attackers do, and they use them exactly the way you do. The same point-and-click scanners that help defenders also help intruders find the softest target. Before an attack, malicious actors often scan systems and networks to zero in on the weakest link. It is a sobering reminder that scanning is neutral. The tool does not care whose hand is on it. Assume the adversary already knows what an open scanner would reveal. How does discovery scanning map a network? It sweeps a range of addresses looking for systems with open network ports. A discovery scan does not test for vulnerabilities itself. It simply draws the map, showing which hosts exist and which ports the firewalls along the path leave exposed. That map is the starting point for everything deeper. Think of a burglar first walking the block to note which houses have doors and windows before ever trying a handle. What tricks does a scanner use to find open ports? It sends specially shaped packets and reads how the system reacts. One technique sends a single connection request and watches for the handshake to begin, then stops, which is why it is called half-open scanning. Another opens a full connection when the scanner lacks permission to craft raw packets. A third probes how the firewall itself behaves. Others quietly check connectionless services, or flood a packet with so many flags it is said to be lit up like a holiday tree. Each trick coaxes a different tell out of the target. What do the results actually tell you? For each port, the scanner reports a status. Open means an application is actively accepting connections there. Closed means the firewall allows access, but nothing is listening. Filtered means a firewall is blocking the scanner's view, so the state is unknown. A couple of other states signal that the tool simply could not reach a verdict. Reading these labels is like checking each door. Some are open, some are locked, and some are hidden behind a gate you cannot see past. How does a scanner learn what software is running? It uses a trick called banner grabbing. When the tool opens a connection to a service, that service often greets it with a welcome message. The banner frequently reveals the exact product and version behind the port. From there, an attacker can match that version to known flaws. So a chatty banner is a gift to the wrong person. The lesson is simple. Reduce what your services announce to strangers. Before you scan anything, what must you have first? Explicit, ideally written, permission from the owner of the network. The ability to run a scan is not the right to run it. In some places, scanning a network you do not own is treated as a computer abuse crime, and people have faced prosecution for something as casual as scanning a coffee shop's wireless. So get authorization in writing every time, no matter how harmless the scan feels. Permission first, packets second. So let's bring it together. A vulnerability assessment hunts for exploitable flaws and hands you a prioritized roadmap. A shared protocol gives the whole community one vocabulary, built from naming and scoring standards. Scans come in 4 flavors, and remember, attackers wield the very same tools. Discovery scanning maps the network by finding open ports, using techniques that read each system's reaction, while banner grabbing reveals the software version. Above all, never scan without written permission. The MCQs covering all the topics and concepts from this session are available on rucloud.com. Practice the chapter-specific MCQs before moving on to the next session. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or feedback, post a comment below or email us. I will see you in the next session.